Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we're going to be taking a look at the Rhodes Logan Boot from Huckberry. And the very first thing I'm going to tell you is that Huckberry did send me these boots for free to review, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I did not share this content with Huckberry prior to publication. They will see this when you do. Now, I have been eyeballing these boots for the better part of a year, and if you saw the big unboxing video, I did a bunch of products for Huckberry this round, and I did a bunch of products earlier this year, and I was giving them my list of sizes of things and the shirts and pants and shorts that I was interested in, and I said I wanted to check out the Logan boots in a size 9, but they were not in stock. They only had them in stock in like a 12 or 13, and I sent them my list, and then on a whim I checked the website and it was in stock, and I immediately emailed my contact again and said, hey, the Logans are in stock. Can you pretty please send me a pair of Logans, because I have been dying to check out these boots. And I didn't hear anything, so it was a surprise. When I opened the box, they were there. So I'm very, very excited that I got to check out these boots, because I have been eyeballing these things for ages. But enough of the rambling, let's get on to a spec rundown. Rhodes is an in-house brand of Huckberry, and at the time that I received them, they were coming in at $112 USD for the hickory colorway, and they were coming in at $100 even for the Mojave color. These are currently not listed on the website, and I don't know if that's because they're going to stop carrying them and carry something new, but like the day after I checked and put in my order for these, they were like completely out of stock. So these sold out very, very fast. So maybe they're just completely out, so they took them down. They do have the Rhodes Portland boot in stock, which is pretty similar. They've come in 4 different colorways, 3 of which are a suede. I'm not a huge fan of suede, so I didn't want the Portland just because they're suede. They do have a colorway called Armadillo, which is the only non-suede option in the Portland boot. But I really, really like this hickory colorway. It has a bit of a distressed look to it when you get it right out of the box. So that's kind of why I went with the Logan as opposed to the Portland, because I'm not a big fan of suede, and I really, really love this hickory colorway. This actually goes back to one of my 2 favorite pairs of boots. My Chippewas have this almost this similar like hickory look to the color, and I really, really loved it. So that's kind of why I went with the Logan over the Portland boots. Now, one thing that I'm going to say, if you have a narrow foot, the Logan may not be the boot for you. Personally, I usually wear a 9D, sometimes an E, depending upon the style of the boot, but a D is a pretty narrow width, and these were a little snug and tight. They're still a little tight on me because I've mostly been only wearing these to work. So I'm wearing these 5 days a week for probably 9 to 10 hours a day, but I'm not wearing these casually out to dinner or around town or anything yet, just because it's still too hot for me. It's too hot for me to wear boots all day long. I get real hot, I sweat a lot. So boots in me are fall weather to winter weather and early spring. So like summer, and now we're having a bit of an Indian summer. It was like 90 plus last week. I've been wearing them to work, but not enough to fully break these in. So I have been busy running around a lot last week, but like the week before I was mostly editing, so I was mostly in my chair. So I did not completely stretch these boots out. Now they are a leather exterior, and the interior of this boot is also leather. So there's quite a bit to stretch out, and they are comfortable to wear for these extended periods of time, but they are a little bit snug in the width still, and that's because, again, I have not been able to wear these casually. I have been wearing them to work, and it's a mix. I'm either in my chair editing for 90% of the day, or I'm on my feet running around. So like last week, on my feet running around like crazy. The week before was mostly in my seat editing. So I didn't get a full break-in period of these yet, even though I've been wearing them for, I just checked the unboxing, 4 weeks. So I've been wearing these for 4 weeks. So I've worn these for, I would say, I guess if you want to say I've worn them for roughly 50 hours a week for 4 weeks. I have about 200 hours in these boots. So I'd say I've roughly 75 to 100 hours like moving around, walking around, and the rest is mostly just having them on my feet, driving, sitting in my chair at work, editing, sitting on the couch after I put them on, relaxing for a couple minutes when I get home. So I'd say probably a solid 75 hours of walking in these, and they're still gonna break in a bit. So once I can casually wear these around town, they'll definitely break in quite a bit. But as they are breaking in, I like the right foot a little bit better. You could see the toe. I'm getting a couple nicks in here, and I really like it. I love this hickory. It came with this kind of distressed look. You can kind of see the upper, you're starting to get creases from you wearing it and everything, which I really love. But you can kind of see some of this, the leather already has that bit of a distressed look, and as you wear it more, you're kind of clunking it up a little bit and scuffing it, and I think it adds to the character of the boots. Now, these I've been wearing again to the office to work, and I've been wearing this with a lot of my other clothes from Huckberry, and I feel like even though I'm getting a couple of these nicks, they still look good. It's adding character to the boot, but they still are classy enough. Actually, just got a compliment on these boots the other day after I already kind of nicked them up a little bit. It's not like terribly noticeable because the style of the boot is kind of distressed looking already. I really like the way these boots are taking on character. I think it just makes them look that much better. And you can see again, I have been wearing them quite a bit, but there's like absolutely no wear to the sole. You can kind of see on the heel maybe. It's hard to see my face out of the way. You can kind of see there's a little wear on my heel here, but not much at all. They still look basically brand new, both soles. So the boots have been wearing really well. One thing I will say is that if you wear ankle socks, the cuff is going to rub and chafe the hell out of your ankle. Now, I don't normally wear ankle socks with boots. I normally wear taller dress socks, but a couple times I was in a rush, and the laundry room is downstairs, which is also the mud room, which is also where we keep our shoes, and I was running late, and I already had some socks folded on top of the dryer. So I just grabbed these once or twice, and honestly, if I'm not doing much, if I'm doing more sitting than walking, the ankle socks were completely fine. But if you're active and moving around quite a bit, and you're getting a little warm, a little sweaty, the cuff does rub, and it's uncomfortable because, as you can see, it is just leather. There is not a cloth lining inside these boots. So the leather is rubbing directly on your ankle, and that is a little bit uncomfortable. Normally, I will wear a higher dress sock, and yes, the bulk of my dress socks are things like Scooby-Doo, because most of my dress socks are gifts from my daughter. She likes to pick out weird socks for me. So for my birthday, for Father's Day, for Christmas, I often get a couple of pairs of socks. So the majority of my dress socks are going to be things like Scooby-Doo. I have some mystery machines, guitars, dogs. Sometimes I get like a pair of actual like dress socks, but usually I'm getting something that's kind of cute, whatever she's into at the time, and I absolutely love them. But I recommend you always wear a taller sock with the Logan boot, because the cuff is just nothing but leather, and if you get warm, if you get sweaty, if you're moving around quite a bit, that leather is going to rub against your ankle, and because it is a hard seam, it's sewn, so it's stiff, it's not very soft or supple, it's going to be uncomfortable. So don't do me. You're running late, run back upstairs, do not grab the ankle socks, get yourself a pair of taller dress socks or a boot sock, anything that's taller, gonna come above the cuff, and wear those, because you're gonna thank me later on. Yeah, so next time I'm running late, I'm just gonna be late, because I'm not gonna be uncomfortable all day long. It was quite uncomfortable. So that is honestly, the width of the boot is a little narrow, and then I stupidly wore ankle socks with my boots. So ankle socks, don't do it. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not comfortable. And then if you have a narrow foot, you may want to look elsewhere, because again, this was a pretty narrow boot. Other than that, these boots are great. They're really comfortable. The Vibram soles, I love the character that they're taking on as they get a couple scuffs and a couple nicks. And I have walked through the grass a couple times. I did ride the scooter in these a few times as well. So in the mornings when I'm going from the steps down the back porch over to the shed. I don't have a garage, so my scooter is inside my shed in my backyard. The grass is wet in the morning from the dew, so the condensation. So these are getting a little bit wet on the tips, and they dry and they look fine. I haven't gotten them soaked by any means, but you know, I get a little bit of that water on the tips from walking in the grass. They don't look any different than the rest of the boot. So they've been holding up great. They're comfortable to wear. They're breaking in, albeit slowly, because I'm not wearing them as much as I normally would wear a boot, because I couldn't wait to wear them. Normally I hold off until about September, which is now, to get a boot, but I got them in August because that's when they sent them to me. That's when they were in stock, and I'm glad I got them in August, because if I did try to wait, right now these are not currently on the site. I might not have gotten them at all. Again, I do not know if Huckberry, it just took them down because they were completely sold out. Because once again, like a day, maybe 2 days after I saw them, I checked the site again and they only had like big sizes. All small sizes were gone. It was only like 12s or 13s were left in stock, and they were on sale. So they might have been closing the Logan out, but I'm happy I got a pair. Hopefully they come back in stock, but the Portland looks to me, I don't have an experience with the Portland, but the Portland, to me, it looks to be a very similar boot, slightly different style with the toe and different materials being mostly suedes, with the exception of the armadillo boot in the Portland. But I'm very happy with the Rhodes Logan. This boot is feeling great, wearing great. It's comfortable for me to wear. It's breaking in, and I'm loving the character that it's taking on. So if you were looking at the Logan, I'd say keep checking that site, see if it comes back into stock. If not, you might want to look at the Portland, because the Portland to me is a very similar boot, just with a slightly different toe, and again, different materials. And some people love suede. Personally, I'm not a big fan of suede. That's my personal preference, but you might love suede, and they have an olive colorway that I actually kind of like. That was going to be my backup. So if this didn't come into stock ever, I was going to try to get the Portland in the their olive colorway, because it's pretty cool. It is suede, so it's not my personal preference, but it's a cool color, and I definitely wanted to check it out. So maybe I'll see if Huckberry wants to send a pair of Portlands over for me to check out as well in that nice that olive colorway. But I'm definitely satisfied with my Rhodes Logan boot. So if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.